Welcome to the Cafe of Dreams, life made to order, where we're serving up the life that you would love and all the financial and personal success that goes with it. Hi, my name's Lynn Kitchen, your host, but I'm no ordinary chef, and this is no ordinary cafe. This is the Cafe of Dreams, where we're making possible all of your dreams. That's what we do. How would you like to know one of my secret recipes for greatness? As many of you know, every chef has a secret recipe or a secret ingredient. And I've often been asked, what is my secret for success? You may know that in the past, I was a successful financial executive for nearly 35 years in the investment advisory world. And I've often been asked, how did you do it? How did you succeed and rise to the top of that investment advisory world? So I recently wrote an article that I wanted to share with you today, kind of as a gift for signing in to become a patron here at the cafe. The article is entitled, My Secret Recipe for Greatness, or The 7 Biggest Lessons I Learned as a Financial Executive to Break the Mold and Be Bold. So today, I thought I would give you a little taste of that. I'm going to cover the first three, the 3 biggest lessons that I learned to break the mold and be bold. Lesson number 1, molds are made for Jell-O. In an era when women were not hired as stockbrokers, only as secretaries to stockbrokers, I was one of the first women on the West Coast to earn my financial principles license and open my own investment broker dealership. And then I hired my own stockbrokers as well, both men and women. But you know, the walls in Wall Street for women were high. And yet I made it my career for nearly 35 years as an owner of my own firm, and later as a partner and president of a private boutique investment advisory firm. So you know, breaking the mold or any preconceived way of doing things requires bold thinking, doesn't it? It requires the perspective that what if it could be me? So I learned how to contemplate that possibility long enough to convince myself that, hey, it could be me. Why not me? Of course, there were plenty of examples of people around me doing what I wanted to do. Mostly men, of course, but a few women. It's not like I was going to go out and reinvent the wheel or something. It could be learned. So I asked, why not me? Ask yourself, why not me? You see, that led to belief. Now, did my belief waver? Yes, of course it did. But you must decide for your dream. That takes strength of conviction, because when times get tough, you are the one that's going to decide, hey, I'm doing this thing. So number 1, be bold and break that mold. My second biggest lesson that I learned was to boldly choose the very best mentor that I could find in my field. Now, the only reason that this is not number 1 was because the number 1 lesson has to be an inner decision first. But right on its heels, the next most crucial thing that I learned was always, always, always engage the very best mentor that you can find. Now, by engage, what I mean is find a way to create an important, trusting relationship with someone who has the knowledge and experience at the highest level that you can find. I cannot emphasize this enough. This lesson is actually number 1 in disguise. So right out of college, you see, I chose a major Wall Street firm that was known for their best training. And then I found out who was the #1 salesman in the whole company and flew from Los Angeles to Minneapolis over Christmas vacation to sit with that man in his office and observe and ask questions, and I engaged his interest in helping me. Then, as luck would have it, I partnered with a man who had years earlier had his own broker dealership in New York City. And of course, he was ready to retire, so I asked him, and he told me step by step how he did it. And you see, I just did exactly what he said worked for him. I believe that one of the reasons I am now coaching and in the mentoring business is because the importance of this lesson. I believe it so strongly in the importance of having a mentor because firsthand I've had the experience of the power of mentorship myself. You see, great mentors will accelerate your progress tenfold. Without a solid mentor, it could take you an extra decade to get where it is that you want to be. And a lot of people don't even think that they need a mentor, or they truly don't understand the importance of it. So, #2 lesson, get a mentor, get a coach, become an apprentice. Just find the very best person in your industry. You don't want to be an apprentice under someone who isn't great at what they do. So find somebody who is breaking all the records in your field and find a way to be mentored by that person. Just think, great chefs are no different. To be the very best chef, they go to the finest culinary schools and then they apprentice under the best chefs around the world, honing their craft, learning from the best. So that's what you want. You want to learn from the best because that's what creates real and lasting value. Get a mentor. And then my #3 lesson that I learned was invest in yourself. Educate yourself. Put your first money into building your craft, your skill, your licenses, your degrees, your pedigrees, your foundation. I learned that in order to not be intimidated by all the brilliant people in Wall Street or by all the sophisticated investors, clients that I would be dealing with, I wanted the highest and best credentials that I could find. Not just for the competence of it, but for the confidence of it. I'll never forget the day I was in a conference with an important client. He wanted me to meet with an accountant and his attorney. I had just finished my 3rd year of coursework for a very important CFA designation, which stands for Certified Financial Analyst. And the accountant asked me a very technical question, which I proceeded to answer with ease. And it was like I had a new command of the higher order of knowledge, and it just came out of my mouth. And I said to myself, boy, I sure am glad I have invested this time and money and commitment into myself because it is permanent. Nobody can take it away. Yet what helped me more than even the knowledge was learning how to articulate and communicate that knowledge in a very empowering way to empower others. You see, I began to give back by educating my clients. And then that became one of my hallmark strengths. Educating my clients rather than the old condescending norm of the Wall Street industry. So lesson #3 was invest in yourself. Invest in your dreams. You are worth it. You are the very best investment that you can make. So those are my 3 best tips. Come back next time, and more of the biggest lessons that I've learned to break the mold and be bold, I'll share with you. See you next time in the cafe.